This is something like a bioweapon used overseas or in America where it came from. Because of the chemical use and the surrounding, eye protection, head protection, food protection, everything is required. The whole idea of suiting up is for protection. And if there is a viral load or any issues around here,
I will do 21. There is 21.
Don't do this side.
No, yeah, except for alarm coming back.
I'm Jayesh. Everyone calls me Jay. I'm the operations manager at Big Red, so I officially run the entire operations from top to the bottom. So I end up from the office works, operations, planning, working with the ground crew, knowing them personally, and all the way to the sites. And sometimes getting my hands dirty with them as well. I think that's the key factor here. Now, technically, the morning madness is done. Everyone, the vehicles, all are out of the office already. So the morning madness is done. But that is the time when everyone clears out. Whoever is not going out or the last team to leave, one guy will be lurking around somewhere here. Probably he wants to say something. So they will come up to me, they'll talk to me, and then just lash out whatever personal problems they have or whatever, some things they want. So it will happen a one-to-one conversation. They will always try to find some quiet time with me. Sometimes they will come out to me and say, boss, when you're free, you let me know, I talk to you. It's like that. Because if one person morale is down, right, it's a ripple effect. So like earlier when the guy was talking to me, right, if my conversation with him was already bad or bringing his morale even down somewhere, right, he's definitely going to have a conversation with the rest later. When one guy is uplifted, right, everyone starts to feel it. Okay, we're going to one of the fire sites that's in not too far from here, somewhere in Fort Road there, near Mayor Road. We need to see the client because I think he has some changes or some additional work he wants to do. So the men are there, so we can discuss everything on site, which is much easier. Okay, we are here on site. Hey, sorry guys, we can't shoot here. The owner is quite particular, but let me settle with the client everything and then I'll give you the lowdown on it, all of it. Hope you all understand, man.
We got a call for flooding. It was in an industrial area. So once usually I get the call, then I make my way there straight away within an hour. I'll try to be on site. So once I go on site, I will usually assess.
I cannot see. No, just water. The water just flow from the inside up. So no decon, just
If it's a carpeted floor, you have a bit more time. Now, if it's a wood floor, like a timber floor, then the timeline is a bit shorter. We will want to get it within the 3 to 5 hour period, just because we don't want the wood to soak up the water too much, because if not, it will cause warping or you will even delaminate the wood, and then you need to replace it. So there will be a timeline on how serious a flood is.
Your silver amen is like that. We don't touch anything first. We remove water and we draw. Because now it's wet, it will energize in my short circuit.
Yeah, here got food now. Okay, so for the toilet we haven't filled now because it suited us.
It would be best within the first 24 hours to address these issues and at least start the drying process.
In my childhood, I was inspired by my brother, the way he worked and the way he was running this company. And I loved the job. I love the thrill that came with it. I have a job which is coming up on standby, so I'll just tell you. We may have to squeeze it on Monday itself, and they want to finish it in 5 days.
Yeah, let me know. Then I have to work out.
Jay, 1 minute, I got a call coming in. Hold on.
Okay.
Hello? So after NS, I decided to join him as I was inspired by him a lot. And he is my mentor. After Army, immediately I started out a cleaning crew because his saying was that if you ever want to be a boss of this company, you have to know all the departments, all the trade by heart. I spent 9 years as a cleaning crew in this. I've done literally all the job you can think of, from the red uniform to the black t-shirts. I've been a supervisor. My existing supervisors were my supervisors during their time, and that's how I ended up in Big Red, actually.
Hey, Himanshu, hi. Okay, wait. Hold on.
Yeah, okay.
We have a mold remediation job in China, and it's confirmed.
Okay.
So we need to go there and start monitoring first. So I'm going to propose we do remote monitoring for the job first.
Because China, I think, is still quarantined, right?
Yeah, so we are going to use the subcon from the region. Most probably Hong Kong. The team from Hong Kong will go in to China and get the remote monitoring done. I have given them a list of our requests of what they need to get first, and then we will probably do the remote monitoring first in the coming weeks.
So, but what is the job scope right now? We are doing remote monitoring. And
right now it's monitoring and testing for the building. Again, multiple samples across the floors. And then that part, hopefully China will be open by then. If it's not open, we will also use the Hong Kong counterpart to get it done in China.
So when you're doing testing, make sure you use a company which is good enough to give us speciation.
Yeah. We will try to get as closer to a Singapore standard as we can for them.
Okay.
If not, it will be US standard for them.
For them. How are you going to do the manpower from here?
We will use supervision from Singapore. So we will send some guys and me maybe to supervise. And then, of course, we'll take our equipment from here and ship there. So that's how we will charge them based on the labor and the equipment and all this.
It's cost effective for them.
Yeah.
So we're only doing supervision and quality check.
Correct. And in worst case, we will fly over our material.
No, you got it all covered. I think you know what to do. This will be a multifactorial problem for hotels. So just look into all the points that we don't have to go back for a second survey.
Okay, sure.
Then more than that, it's all your call.
Okay.
If anything, just tell me. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to going off first.
Okay, thanks. So usually when we think about water, we think about electricity. So we worry about short circuit, especially when there's water. Some offices have power plugs on the floor, wires running at the side. So these are things we look out for, any electrical issues, any tripping of power. Step one would be definitely the extraction of water. To get all the water out of there, the standing water. Step two would be then to deploy the equipment accordingly. So we would, put the blowers and dehumidifiers in all the areas where it needs to be dry.
Here we are doing disinfection jobs. So the works carried out will be to disinfect the office. ITCAN is a recognized IT servicing company. They have quite a number of outlets around our region, like in Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong. I think some parts of India also they have. The whole idea of suiting up is for protection, personal protection. And if there is a viral load or any issues around here, the person who is starting the disinfection is fully protected from head to toe. And also because of the chemical use and the surrounding, eye protection, head protection, food protection, everything is required. The team will come in, they'll do a biofogging of the entire office, of the area, to clear any decontaminants or anything. And then we do a whole general wipe down of all the surfaces of the offices and everything, and then to ensure that it's all cleaned out before the staff comes back in. The system we are using is a Steramis machine, and basically this is actually a so-called something like a bioweapon used overseas in America, where it came from, the machine. And it's also been used for COVID disinfection around the world. It's a new thing to the market for disinfection work, so we also invested in it. And it works very simple actually. The fogging itself has a very high kill rate. So this is easier and faster to do the jobs. So you go in, as you disinfect, majority of the job is actually done. Jobs can be faster and more efficient. And during COVID, we have numerous places to do at the same time. So speed and efficiency was required at that time.
Can you create a cut file for me?
You to print these two invoices.
And there could be certain moisture intrusion in your floorboard. There's a flooding. I will send you the details.
Can.
You know, having lunch together, all this so busy.
Wait, no.
So, Diana, now 20 over years, every year you're going. Diana and me go back long time.
Remember the first time when I reported for work?
To Kaiza.
No, when I was actually literally reporting for work. The door was closed. I was sitting outside. You and Kumar came in the car.
Yeah.
You asked me. No, do you remember that?
I remember that at 244.
Yeah.
You were sitting at the side curb.
Correct.
And we came in the
Exactly.
silver car Honda Accord. Yes.
Exactly.
From the time of the curb till today, you have been what? The major backbone for Big Red, Whether it's the admin department or whether anything to do with Big Red, she knows it inside out as much as I know. Hello, we are the only one who kept close, no? Like buddies.
Yeah, correct.
All the job were covered by
all the
us.
time. You know, they call us, I think people
Cats
call
and
us-
dogs.
No.
What?
What do they call us? Love-hate relationship.
Love-hate relationship.
correct.
Yes, I remember that. That continues till today, I think.
Yeah.
But then, honestly, every day, right, coming to work, the first thing when I open, right, just hope Diana is there today. Whole problem settled.
But problem
The
is
company
Diana is
can
not
run
there.
smooth. When you're not there, that's when my hair starts coming out. Okay, now what we're supposed to do next? What we're not supposed to do next? She's one of the core, I would say, the main core person close to my heart. And she's more like a family rather than a staff. Do this one.
Why you?
Singapore is opening up, so a lot of officers want to disinfect or do deep cleaning before they all send their staff back to the office. And more manpower are supposed or allowed to come back to the office, so a lot of them are deciding to do disinfection works for their office before allowing their staff all to come back to the office. The area here is roughly about 8,000 square feet approximately. So usually a size like this, an office like this, we use about 3 to 5 men is sufficient to do the job within an hour, 2 hours. So that allows us to use, like we can take a few jobs in a day, one after the other. So the COVID rules have been lifted recently. So they want us to disinfect the entire office because it's been empty or minimally been used. So we covered the entire office from top to bottom.
Hi, morning.
Hi, good morning.
This is the issue I was talking about.
Okay, and how long has this been happening?
It's about 2 to 3 years ago.
2 to 3 years. And has there any work been done so far?
Yeah, we called up the contractors. They went up to do some waterproofing. And after that, we came back again, the same issue.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the paint has
Yeah.
peeled here, and then the blistering of paint here. So definitely water ingress has been happening for a prolonged number of months and years, and also at that portion where there's mold growing in the corner. So definitely what we see in this house is quite common in Singapore. You get homes where you see water entering from the ceiling and from the walls. From the ceiling, usually when the water enters from above into an apartment, it's usually from the above unit. That means the above unit has some waterproofing issues that needs to be rectified, So that's causing water to leak into the house below. The other thing I noticed is the wall behind you. Maybe move towards the window because I see signs here so you can see.
Yeah.
From the top all the way below, you can see all the water ingress. It's probably coming from the outside facade. There's water leakage happening from the window frame, most probably, So there's some waterproofing work that needs to be done. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to test the moisture of the wall to see how much moisture is being retained.
Okay.
So this is a protimeter. And if it's green, that means it's dry. If it's yellow or red, it means that there's excess moisture. Basically, there's too much moisture in the wall, which is not good, which is causing all the mold growth. So we're just going to test the wall here. Okay, you can see it's red and it's beeping. So that means the wall is still wet. It's still retaining moisture. So what probably needs to be done is you need to do the rectification work here, and then we need to monitor the situation. And then when we come back, if it's dry, the wall is once it's dry, we can scrape off the paint. Then of course after that, it's just replaster and painting. Okay. For the ceiling, they will need to speak to the owner above to get the work done because they need to do waterproofing from their home above, which I suspect is from the master bedroom toilet, and ingressing into the floor and then coming down into your unit, the unit here. So after that is done, the owner here then can do the plastering and painting works. Of course, he can do the aesthetic works now, but if the unit above doesn't get the work done, then in 2 to 3 months, you're going to see this same problem occur. When there's a heavy mold growth, then that's when it starts to affect your health.
Saturday, right? I was working in a nightlife back then. So my cousin who is working in Big Red used to hang out at my place. So he would time to time, quite often pinch on me and say, hey, you should join us. We need the manpower, we need people like you who can run certain things and all that. And then after a year, it came to a point that, all this nightlife is taking a toll on me. On January 10, 2010, I moved to Big Red. I'm quite active actually. I cannot sit around always kind of person. I need to be doing something. The moment I reached 35, I knew I could buy my own place. So I went out there, start searching for houses. Explained to my parents that I'm going to move out on my own and everything. So I bought a house, not too far from my mom's place, like 2 traffic lights away. So got it renovated and everything, moved in, loving it for the last 3 years. And opened up my eyes to a lot more things that I can do now. Back then, I used to play a lot of football. In fact, any sports, rollerblades, football, badminton, anything I would play. Then my spine injury got worse and worse and worse. So football was starting to get out of the way, no for me. Running became difficult. And at the same time, I started cycling. Cycling-wise, group-wise, we have quite a big group. There are about 30 of us. And it's a weekly affair. Day or night, there's always someone to cycle with. It was the best thing for me to keep fit, keep going, active, and at the same time, take care of my back. I have my own mini workshop in the house, so I spend a lot of time on my bikes. I have a lot of friends who are into cycling and their mechanics and all that. So the influence started from there. And then came the idea of, building one up. So this was built really from scratch all the way up, everything. I just don't like to waste the day off that I get. It's not easy to come by. Just really not think about work for the day. But sometimes work do come in. Hello?
Jay is my cousin. You know, I've known him all my life.
A very happy guy all the time. Never has his moods down.
Jay is older than Dhawal, but he's very subdued, he's very methodical.
He strikes a balance between the authority and being like your brother, like your friend.
A perfect guy for operation because a guy who can take pressure, and he delivers with a smile.
He's very old school, and right now everyone is, on your laptops and keying notes. He will still be the guy writing down the notes. There will be times where there have been a lot of clashes because everyone has their own ideas and on how to run things. But I think eventually we all have the same common goal, right? And we are friends. Eventually, bottom line is we are friends.
Initially, I was like 24/7 on the team. It didn't matter what time they call me. Be it 3 a.m., 4 a.m., I'm ready to go. Ready to go. Be it I'm at a wedding, someone's wedding, but I'm ready to go. Just go. Just give me a call, I'm there. So work-life balance became more work till like barely any life after that. But over time, you start to learn. You can manage. I think I manage it perfectly now. Because if you ask me about my hobbies or anything that I can carry out, I have the time for it. I have the time for work. I have time for my family as well. So I manage all of this together.
This home has been affected by soot damage. In the area where there's soot, you can see very clearly that the soot turns the tissue black.
Okay, guys, I know this has been actually 2 tough years for all of us. I want to thank everybody for sticking around.
Okay, it looks like the water came from the hose. The water cooler hose burst.